While Father Patrick and I were driving to St. Norbert recently for a Renew My Church meeting, I said to him, "Patrick, I've got a little secret to tell you that I've never even told Father Jerry or Father Jim." "What is it?" Father Patrick asked. I said, "Well, just days before I was to receive news of my first assignment, I was actually hoping and praying fervently to God to please send me to St. Norbert. Why? Well, because I had heard so many nice things about their pastor, Father Chris Gustafson, who is a fine priest and a good guy. And I got wind that St. Norbert, located in the very nice village of Northbrook, was open for a new associate. And after all, isn't it the dream of every newly ordained priest to be assigned to a great parish whose pastor would be a joy to work with and live with? Well, here I am. Clearly, I did not get St. Norbert. But God heard my prayer, all right, and answered it in his own terms by sending me to one of the best parishes in the Archdiocese of Chicago, Our Lady of Perpetual Help in beautiful Glenview, Illinois, where the pastor, Father Jerry Boland, is a remarkable priest and a fine man who's a sheer joy to work with and live with. Father Jerry has been a big blessing in my life. And I can say the same about Fathers Patrick and Jim and Deacon James. I am blessed to be with a group of exceptional men who are supportive and wonderful examples of good pastoral care for the people we are asked to serve. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, and perhaps because of the pandemic, it has been a unique and exceptional first year for me, and my heart just overflows with gratitude for the many people who not only have made my entry into my new home easy and enjoyable, but have made a true and profound impact in my priesthood so far. One being Sister Paul Ann, for helping me learn the lay of the land in the sacristy and with liturgy. And if you don't mind, I'd like to take you with me, Sister Paul Ann, to my next parish assignment. Don't know when that will be. But I think Father Patrick got first dibs already. I think I heard him say that. I'm taking you, Sister Paul Ann, to where I'm going. But we'll see about that in a few years. And to all the staff, the maintenance, the office, for making my transition go as smoothly as possible. To the liturgy committee, Jen, Sally, Bob, Margie, Barbara, Todd, for being such effective stewards of this parish, ensuring a unified work of prayer and worship. But I also thank God for the other amazing graces I've received, like growing in the virtues of patience and perseverance as I face the challenges of Zooming, as well as the endless and often changing COVID-related protocols that sometimes made my head spin. Being flexible and open to the strange ways of doing things, like celebrating Mass in a dormer window overlooking the flock in a parking lot. Teaching religious ed to a delightful group of second graders whose smiles, laughter, and zeal for Jesus remind me of the importance of having the heart of a child, pure and humble. The opportunity to baptize and confirm those in RCIA, the invaluable lessons learned from putting together Holy Week and Easter liturgies, and of course, the dedication of all of you who come to daily Mass. These are just some of the many blessings that I share of my first year of priesthood, which all began 1 year ago today when I was ordained a priest at St. John Brebeuf in Niles on June 29th, 2020, the Solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul, which we celebrate today. This is indeed a great day, because Peter and Paul were two of the giants of our faith. St. Peter was the rock Jesus would use to build the church, while St. Paul was the great evangelist who spread the gospel to the Gentiles. Peter was formerly known as Simon, a fisherman working with his father and his brother Andrew in the town of Capernaum. Peter recognized himself as a sinful man when Jesus first called him. Paul, meanwhile, was originally known by his Hebrew name Saul. He was a Pharisee who hated and persecuted the early Christians. He even participated in stoning Stephen, the first Christian martyr. Of all people that the Lord had to choose, he chose a violent enemy to be a bold witness to the resurrection. But Peter and Paul would make great sacrifices and even lay down their lives for the message of Jesus. They were a testimony to the gospel, and their preaching was instrumental to the growth of the early church. Remember, it was from the great mass of ordinary people that the Lord chose two unlikely men who would eventually dedicate their lives to fulfilling Christ's mission. And here we are today, sinners worshiping and encountering the same Christ present to us who was present to Peter and Paul. So don't think for once that you could never make a difference in this world. If Simon and Saul can turn the world upside down, who's to say that Jesus can't use you to do the same? God has a purpose in your life. I thought I knew better, but God has me exactly where He wants me. It is no accident where we find ourselves, why I'm not at St. Norbert. Wherever we may be, may we reflect the beauty of God's kindness, love, truthfulness, justice, and grace to every person we encounter. May we become, like Saints Peter and Paul, agents of reconciliation and architects of peace. And as I continue my journey as your shepherd, I ask that you pray for me, that God bless me with a never-ending priestly zeal, compassion, and love, and the gifts to respond with generosity and a joyful heart. Thank you all, PH.
Thank you for joining us for the celebration of the Mass today. It's a blessing that you are with us. Every broadcast of this liturgy goes out to hundreds of people and hundreds of people all over the world. It's been an enormous blessing. If you'd like to support this virtual ministry of OLPH, please go to our website. You can support this ministry by going to Give Central so that we can continue to broadcast the liturgy each and every week. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us today. God bless you. Greetings from OLPH.